Hey guys, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from theshrinkingpastor.com. Pew, pew,
Together,
pew, pew.
the three of us, now with the camera recording, are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club.
Markwood Men's Breakfast Club.
Good morning. You know, we shot an intro, and as I just wasn't feeling it, and I look over at Seth, and like I could tell he's about to get real frustrated with me. He looks over at the computer and says, we're not recording. So see, I felt it instinctively.
Did you?
Yeah.
Something's instinctive.
Yeah.
Candy cigarette?
No, those are candy sticks. But certainly, you know.
If we call them candy cigarettes, they'll be taxed in them.
Yeah, I know. Food and Drug Administration is going to deem these a tobacco product. way to bring the house down.
Sorry.
All right, so today, a couple things. We're going to be smoking from Pipes and Cigars, Scotty's Butternut Burley. This was a tobacco that was sent to us during the Tobacco Advent 2013 by the Northern Bohemian, John. And I like that so much that first off, I hoarded the little bit that was left over and then finally had to reorder some. And if you know anything about Burleys, you know that Burley's favorite pipe is a corn cob. So I'm going to be smoking that in a...
Did Burley tell you?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like the way Oreos, milk talk about Oreos. I'm going to be smoking this in a Missouri Pride, which is basically a naked Legend. Let me show you. There's a Legend pipe right there from Missouri Meerschaum. And then that's a Missouri Pride. It's the same pipe, but with no finish on it. I'm going to eat that if I'm not careful.
Yeah.
It's not bad. So while I do this, why don't you open up that package right there? We got. We were going to do this as a Yabo, but I couldn't wait. This was a package from Angela, from Angela's Brand New Bag on YouTube. And going back last fall, she and I had a conversation around the campfire. Remember that? The campfire? Mm-hmm. Where she...
In Nashville.
In Nashville. She had passed around the campfire a bunch of her tampers and said, here, just...
Angela's tampers.
Help yourself to one of my tampers. And as I looked at it, I thought, because she did, these tampers were, you know what they were? Were they a nail or some base metal? But anyway, the important part was clay. She had baked a clay around them, and they were really beautiful. And we got into a conversation at that time about putting that on corncob pipes. And so she's now done this. Ooh, free popping.
Thanks, Angela.
Thanks, Blue Microphone. And so she's done this. She's made a few of these pipes and put them out on Etsy.
Says thank you, Scott, and happy belated birthday to Boy.
Oh, very good. So mine's the yellow one.
I see that.
So like I said, I was going to wait to do a Yabo in front of the camera. Couldn't help myself. So she has wrapped that in clay, which she has then baked. And notice that one's got an A for the A in Markwood. That, what she's done in this case is she has used a nose warmer. And it looks like she's even put pipe mud inside of there. And our concern about this and talking with her is two things. First off, corn cobs work because they're able to breathe. So she didn't want to totally cover this with clay, so she leaves the bottom open and the top exposed. And the other concern about that is corn cobs also expand and shrink. So there is a possibility that if you get one of these pipes from her, it could break from expansion. But I think what she's done is a nice compromise, and it's a beautiful pipe.
And the nose warmer doesn't have a bottom plug.
No, there's no wooden plug, so it's breathing quite a bit from the bottom of that.
That's cool. Thank you, Angela.
I've already loaded this other pipe, so why don't you smoke yours?
I am.
Yes, thank you, Angela. I meant to do that formally. Good-looking pipes. We will link to her, let's link to her YouTube channel and to her Etsy page.
Sounds good to me.
Butternut Burley. All right. So a couple things we want to talk about today. First one is it's time to remind you that if you haven't already responded to the FDA on this new deeming of everything as a tobacco product, you better get on that. And remember, don't just respond to the FDA. You've got to respond to your representatives in Washington, because I am of the opinion it's happening. I don't think they're asking us, is this okay? No, they don't care whether we think it's okay. They're going to do this. They're going to deem not only electronic cigarettes as tobacco products, but anything used in the consumption of tobacco. So that means, Angela, you might have to have some regulations on this. You might have to put some labeling on this. You may have to have federal documentation of where you bought it, who you sold it to. You'll have to have verification of age
on your website
for that pipe.
Sell it.
It's silly.
If you want to learn more, I recommend you go back and watch our episode 24 of Mark and Men's Breakfast Club, labeled FDA and Urgent Call to Action. We kind of talked at length about that. And also check out the easiest places to go to MMBClub.com or MarkandMen'sBreakfastClub.com. We have that video and relevant links, and I've written a rundown on there of why it's relevant to you as a pipe smoker, cigarette smoker, cigar smoker, electronic cigarette smoker, or vapor, rather. So check that out if you have no idea what we're talking about. You should have an idea. The other thing I want to add, don't just contact your federal representative. Right now, on the back of the FDA doing this, a lot of states are jumping in and saying, screw you guys, we're going to start taxing this stuff and doing this now. So in North Carolina, they're already proposing, and the House has already passed the sin tax, which is going to be 5 cents per milliliter on e-juice. Many states, California, New Jersey, are under current bombardment, especially on the e-cig front. But it's not going to be long.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. New Jersey has proposed what you might just consider draconian taxes. They're talking about a 75% tax on all products related to electronic vaping. 75% at the wholesale level. See, that way, the consumer, even though you feel the pain, you don't realize who has forced the pain upon you.
Well, it's the same thing they did with cigarettes and tobacco not a couple years ago, didn't they? They're taxing it at the wholesale level, and so it feels like your retailer is not trying to screw you, but they're just making their money back. And you know what's always funny to me is the notion when the government, the FDA, and their deeming documents say, well, we don't think much of this cost will be passed on to the consumer. I don't know what world they're living in.
They don't understand retail.
They don't understand free market capitalism.
Well, and on top of that, remember we did read that they're freely admitting that, oh, and by the way, these additional costs is going to stop people from smoking.
And vaping.
And so, of course, they know by adding a real high tax at the wholesale level, retailers are typically going to, they're working on a markup of some sort, a factor from their costs up. So that means not only will you pay, let's say, an extra $1 at retail, at the wholesale level, at retail, that extra $1 costs you $2. It's stupid.
Yep. So how does that affect... You know, we're assuming, operating under the assumption, comment period ends July 9th. So if you haven't yet, visit CASAA or visit MMB Club for links of how you can get involved. There are some guys out there that are doing some incredible work, some organizations that you can, in 5 minutes, literally, they ask you, what state are you from, what's your address, and they find out who your state and federal representatives are, and they have a form email, form letter that you can send like that.
And don't send a form, but it's a great place to start.
Plagiarize
it.
Start there, but through their site you can send the letter. Also, they have the phone numbers for you to call. And so check out our site to find out their site to find the easiest way for you to get in the know.
Share your story. Share your passion. Try not to share your anger. But, this is going to happen to us. These are decisions being made by people who don't smoke, who don't vape, and who think that that's all one and the same. Even though they admit freely that they're ignorant on the topic, they'd rather err on the side of
control.
Yeah.
Regulation.
There you go. Now, how does this affect Aristocob.com? Good question. If now corncob pipes are a tobacco product, we have a decision to make. Do we want to deal with all the red tape? Do we want to have to do all that chain of command, custody paperwork? Is it worth it to us? We don't know yet. We're debating that. We're going to see how it all boils down. This may just backfire on the FDA. I think that's all I want to say on that.
Okay. Well, you didn't say much, so didn't take up much time. Guess we're ending early.
No, I mean, that's all I want to say to this point about tipping my hand. Should I tip my hand some more?
It's up to you, but if that's
okay.
That's
Then I'll say this. If this is a tobacco product and if I choose to continue to sell these, might as well sell this. In your face, FDA.
Yeah, if you're going to have to jump through the hoops, the same hoops, to sell one, sell the other, you might as well cross over. I mean, as far as our understanding and reading of the law, there's not going to be any difference between this pipe tobacco, the pipe, and the e-cig and cigarettes and cigars. So those lines, they're trying to get rid of any distinguishing line because they don't want people thinking that smoking a pipe is any healthier than smoking a pack of cigarettes a day
or cheaper.
Right.
That point about the in New Jersey about the pipes. I'm sorry, about the cigars. They want to make sure that a premium cigar, the tax on a premium cigar is equal to the tax on a pack of cigarettes.
Right, and one of the things in the FDA regulation, they say that one of their concerns is that cigarette companies are getting around some of the regulations because they're marketing their cigarettes as cigars or tiny cigars, and so they're not being regulated the same way. So they want to make a fair playing field for everybody across the board.
By the way, you're driving me a little bit nuts today. Do you mind if I mention that?
Oh, well, why?
That. What is the dealio with your sleeves?
What do you mean?
Okay. What do I mean? Every 3 seconds you're pushing your sleeves up.
Wow.
I mean, this shirt even has a little Hoosawatzer.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I attached the Hoosawatzer, and I still have to pull up the sleeves because it doesn't. Because I have done this.
There are videos on YouTube that would help you with that.
Look,
I got a lesson years ago from my mentor Daryl Viter. I was taking my sleeves and rolling them up 3 times. They're up above my elbows. And I think he was really kind about it. I think he said, "You look really stupid."
See, I prefer above the elbow.
I know, but if it's a dress shirt, which, I don't know that you could call that a dress shirt, but you don't want it above your elbow.
Why?
You don't want it above your elbow, son.
I don't like to have my elbows restricted.
I'm sure. Go to YouTube. Check out videos. There's all kinds of... how do I say this? Pretentious videos out there that will tell you things as detailed as how to roll up your shirt sleeves.
Well, actually, I did see one
on
recently.
That
Yeah. I actually saw a couple. I saw one guy who's what do I call him? Metrosexual, probably. Talking about different types of sleeve folds. I saw it a couple months ago and ignored it. And then just this week, I saw a video.
This week?
This week, yeah.
You sure that wasn't several weeks ago?
Saw a video that was posted several weeks ago.
There you go.
Yeah, that hadn't really been brought to my attention well, and so when it's not, I miss it on YouTube. The Smokingdeck. Thank you for the ribbing. I apologize that my sleeve rolling upping drives you crazy. If you want to learn an excellent method for rolling up your sleeves properly, you should check out the Smokingdeck.
And I was going to comment on that, and Boy said, no, don't. We need to make it look like I hadn't seen it.
It involves doing a double roll, and then you...
It's a military fold.
Yep.
Right?
And I really had seen that, seen someone do that not long before I saw your video. And there you go, pretty simply. But it's still, for me, it ends up right there. I mean, my shirt is designed for it to be up higher because it's a ship-to-shore shirt.
Ship-to-shore.
Yeah, I didn't know about this until my Aunt Marcy, who was married to a sailor, said that's what this shirt is. Apparently, sailors would wear this because you could roll up your sleeves, and it's got this little dewjobber here and a button, so you can lock your sleeve up in the upright position so it doesn't ever fall down and get in your way. But then, after a long day of sailing, you hop off the ship, roll your sleeves down, and you're ready to go party in town.
I can't believe that we've just done a fashion video. We are metrosexuals, aren't we?
You know, you become what you hate, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you think my sweatpants helped to offset that?
Thank you, the Smokingdeck. You guys should check out his video. He really gives me a right fine ribbing, as they say.
At least that's what those seamen say.
Speaking of the FDA.
Are you smoking that tobacco?
Yeah. It's okay.
You got to smoke it slowly. This is the tobacco you have to sip. The Burley. You got to smoke it slowly. Just little sips. No, you're gulping it, boy. You don't want it to get too hot because then it does get kind of bitter.
It's kind of bitter. It's kind of bitter. I don't dislike it, but it's kind of bitter.
Scotty's Butternut Burley. I like it.
But it's smoking just fine in this cob.
Not too hot?
No, not at all. If it is, I don't feel it because of the clay. But, I mean, on the bottom, it doesn't seem to be burning too hot. So, it's good.
I would think that pipe is one you'd want to make sure that you give it plenty of time to rest because, again, a cob, it needs to be able to dry out. Because it is doing its job. It's picking up a lot of moisture from the tobacco, from our breath.
Yeah.
Give it a rest. But those are good-looking pipes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's doing these in a bunch of different sizes, not just the teeny ones.
Really?
I mean, I don't know that she's doing anything like... I don't think she's doing a general. That would be... That'd be too much. You'd be adding a lot of weight.
I was going to say, I think this is a good size because it doesn't add much weight at all. And so it's not off-putting to hold it.
And that is a nose warmer, a Morgan nose warmer. All right, guys, thanks for watching today. Hope you learned something.
And if not, sorry. This isn't PBS.
Nope. All right, thanks for watching. Make it a great week, and leave a comment about something.
Yeah.
How do you roll up your pant legs?
Oh, this deteriorated quickly.
Oh yeah.
Check out MMBClub.com to figure out how you can continue to support and to support smoking and fight the FDA. And you guys have a great week.
See you next week.